Hey everyone, Deri, John Llewellyn Davis, aka The Strategy Man. And I want to ask you this question. Are you building the right business? And are you building it right? And today I'm going to address the first question of that, which is, are you building the right business? And to start that, let's take a look behind me here. That is a sunrise. It's a beautiful sunrise. I hope you can see the majesty of that. I'm on the Californian coastline here. I'm just about to climb up in Big Sur. And I got up really early, drove along the coastline and watched the sunrise behind me. So when was the last time you really saw and absorbed a beautiful sunrise? Or a sunset? Or spent some really quality time with your loved ones? And I mean quality time. I mean when you're totally present and connected with them. When was the last time you spent time on yourself, on your health, on your vitality, on your spirit? Because the brutal reality for most entrepreneurs is they don't do any of those things, because they're building the wrong business in the first place. This morning, this is just, for me, this is what it's all about. This is strategy time for me. This is where I get my best ideas. This is where I get connected again. This is where I realize why I do what I do. And also because I'm building the right business for me. Now, I'm not saying this is the right business for you. You know, I'm the adventure guy. I love to be out and about and explore and just be at one with nature. Nature's a huge thing for me. But what is it for you? And are you really, truly building the right business? Now, I get it. The first couple of years of business particularly are brutal. And there's a lot of bullshit out there that says, you know, oh no, we've got to just work, you know, every single hour that God sends. We just got to sacrifice and destroy ourselves in the process of building a business. And that's old school, you know, and unfortunately we learned that from people before us. I've had some mentors along the way who have taught me that, and they're wrong. I don't agree with it anymore, not in the world we live in today. And I think there's this passed down belief that because the generation before us did it, that we should be doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. We've got to work hard. There's no substitute for that. But we don't need to destroy ourselves. We don't need to destroy our relationships. We don't need to destroy our health. And we don't need to destroy our life in the process, because it's not worth it. Now, I've been there. I've built 20 businesses now of my own, advised hundreds and spoken to thousands. And do you know what? The first few were brutal. I destroyed myself. I've had burnout properly 3 times along the way. I destroyed my relationships earlier on in that, and my health went about 5 times in a row. So I know exactly what that feels like. And I can tell you now, it wasn't worth it. A couple of those businesses collapsed. And if I look really deeply and hardly into that, a reason they collapsed was because I collapsed. And I didn't have the energy for them anymore. I didn't have the passion. And to be frank, I built the wrong ones in the first place. Now, there's a whole thing around building the right business, which I call purpose, by the way, which is 5 elements to purpose. And that's a whole different topic. So check out the blog we're going to do on that, and come over to BGI Strategy. There's a whole free training series there for you where I'm going to take this into whole depth. I'm going to talk to you about purpose. I'm going to talk to you about the 5 elements. And if you're missing 1, 2, or 3 of those, you're done. And it's just a question of time on when that's happening. And we're going to dial into why you set up business in the first place, and you know why it goes wrong. And if you're sitting there going, oh yeah, Deri, I haven't got time for this, or I haven't got time to take time for myself, or anything, that means you're building the wrong business. That means actually one of your killer strategies is going to be people or talent. You just haven't got the right people around you. And you need to address that now. Otherwise, it's going to destroy you if it hasn't already. And look, business is here to serve us. This is the point. We build a business. We become entrepreneurs to drive our own legacies, to follow our passions, to bring service to the world. And yet, so many of us destroy ourselves along the way, and it doesn't need to be that way. It really doesn't. I'll say it again, it's not about we don't need to work, because we do, but we need to prioritize, and we have to realize that if we don't have our health, we don't have our energy, we can't run a business. And kicking the ass out of it and working every hour God sends is not productive. It just will destroy you, and you think you're being productive when you're not. And if you don't have the love around you, if you do become successful, which will be a miracle, because most people who are burning out and building their own business won't, but if you do, the sad reality is there'll be no one to share it with. And for me, love is the greatest multiplier of them all. You know, when I'm successful, I'm only successful when my relationships are successful, because love, the loved ones in your lives, really magnify the success that we have as entrepreneurs. And if we don't have that, it's a bit of a hollow, empty victory. So, when you're thinking about that, hopefully that's plenty of food for thought today. So subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be challenging you every single week, trying to get you, pushing you and stretching you above the boundaries. I'm going to be taking you to some pretty magical parts on earth. Check out some of the other blogs. We're in some pretty cool places. Living the adventurous life, which is what I believe the entrepreneur's life is. And come on over to BGI Strategy and check out the free training series. I'm going to take you a lot deeper on this stuff and really help dial you in, making sure you build the right business and you build it right.